大家好，我是 Oliver Branch. So as a trainer, I get asked the question a lot: Is it better to lose fat through exercise or dieting? And the answer is dieting. However, if you do exercise as well, a good exercise program will help you supercharge your fat loss in a much more effective way. And you'll get actually better at burning fat as well. So by simply eating less food, you will lose fat. So this is seen in all forms of nature. By starving yourself, you will lose fat. You just don't want to do it in an unhealthy manner. So you have to make sure you're covering all your essential nutrients like vitamins and minerals, your essential amino acids, and your essential fatty acids. And then just make sure that you're controlling your portion. This is called calorie restriction and is well known and documented that it can help you to lose fat. The second type of diet control is categorical restriction, meaning you're restricting the category, the type of food you're eating. This is actually commonly known as diets in general because they tell you what you can eat and what you cannot eat. This, as an example, is the low carb diet where you try to restrict carbohydrate intake. And as talked about in my previous videos, it actually is quite effective for losing fat. The third type of modality is called time restricted feeding, and that's basically you choose the time of period that you're allowed to eat and when you cannot eat. And so this is also known as like fasting or time restricted feeding, or also known as intermittent fasting. And as mentioned in previous videos that I do talk about, is that it can be very effective also for losing fat. And the idea is that you're keeping your insulin levels low because you're not eating anything, insulin levels will drop, and that actually allows you to burn more fat. So exercise can actually play a very important role in fat loss together with dieting. And so picture yourself, your body as a bathtub, and the amount of water in the bathtub is the amount of fat in your body. Now, when you turn off the spigot, that's basically controlling the amount of food intake that you're putting in. And if you consider the drain plug in the bathtub, well, that's exercise, okay? So if you take out the plug, then you're exercising. So if you can imagine the type of exercise or the intensity of exercise, the drain size will be small or big. So for example, HIIT, which I've mentioned in previous videos as well, will actually have a larger drain size, allowing more water to leave the body, burning more fat as a consequence. So in summary, guys, remember there's 3 ways you can control your diet, and that is the calorie restriction, amount of food that you eat. Number 2 is the categorical restriction, the type of food that you're eating. And number 3 is the time restriction, that when should you be eating. And then, of course, exercise can supercharge this fat loss process. That's it, guys. I hope you found that useful. And as always, please leave any questions or comments below, and I'll see you next time.